Prophet Yusuf, E.S., also known as Joseph, is one of the most prominent prophets in Islamic history. His story, detailed in Surah Yusuf, is a tale of trials, resilience, and ultimate triumph. Born into a family of prophets, Yusuf was the son of Prophet Yaqub and the grandson of Prophet Eak, EOB. This special affection sparked jealousy among his brothers, leading to one of the most dramatic events in his life. Yusuf had a dream in his childhood that he narrated to his father. He saw 11 stars, the sun and the moon, bowing to him. Prophet Yaqub, understanding the prophetic nature of the dream, warned Yusuf not to share it with his brothers, fearing it would intensify their envy. However, the brothers already felt sidelined due to their father's apparent favoritism towards Yusuf and his younger brother Binyamin. Driven by jealousy, they conspired to get rid of Yusuf. One day, the brothers convinced their father to let Yusuf accompany them on a trip. Despite his initial reluctance, Yaqub eventually agreed. Seizing the opportunity, they threw Yusuf into a deep well and returned home with a fabricated story. They claimed a wolf had devoured him, showing Yaqub Yusuf's blood-stained shirt as false evidence. One day, Yaqub mourned deeply for his lost son. Meanwhile, a passing caravan discovered Yusuf in the well and took him to Egypt, where he was sold as a slave. He ended up in the household of an Egyptian nobleman, often identified as Al-Aziz. Yusuf grew into a handsome and virtuous young man, catching the attention of Al-Aziz's wife, who attempted to seduce him. However, Yusuf, being a prophet and a man of unwavering faith, resisted her advances, seeking refuge in Alat. Enraged by his rejection, she falsely accused him of misconduct, leading to his imprisonment despite his innocence. In prison, Yusuf's exceptional character and ability to interpret dreams became well known. Two of his fellow inmates approached him with their dreams, seeking his insight. Yusuf accurately interpreted their dreams, predicting one would be released and the other executed. He also used this opportunity to convey the message of monotheism, calling them to worship Allah alone. As foretold, the interpretations came true. Yusuf requested the freed prisoner to mention his case later to the king of Egypt had a perplexing dream involving 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean ones and 7 green ears of corn alongside 7 dry ones. None of the court's advisors could interpret it, but the freed prisoner remembered Yusuf and his gift. Yusuf was called upon to interpret the dream. He explained it as a prophecy of 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of severe famine, advising the king on how to manage resources during this time. Impressed by Yusuf's wisdom and foresight, the king not only freed him, but appointed him as a high-ranking minister in charge of the kingdom's granaries. During the famine, Yusuf's brothers traveled to Egypt to procure food, unaware that the dignitary they were dealing with was their long-lost brother. Yusuf recognized them, but did not reveal his identity. Testing their character, he accused them of theft and demanded they bring their youngest brother, Binyamin, as proof of their honesty. When they returned with Binyamin, Yusuf orchestrated a plan to keep him by planting a royal cup in Binyamin's belongings and accusing him of theft. According to the customs of the time, the penalty for theft was to serve as a servant in the household of the victim. Thus, Benjamin stayed with Yusuf. The brothers were distraught and returned to their father, reporting the situation. Prophet Yaqub, already grief-stricken from the loss of Yusuf, lamented deeply, but remained steadfast in his faith. He advised his sons to return to Egypt and seek further assistance. Upon their return, Yusuf finally revealed his identity to his brothers. Overwhelmed with guilt and shame, they sought his forgiveness. Yusuf, exemplifying the highest level of mercy and grace, forgave them, attributing everything to Allah's divine plan. He was reunited with his beloved son after years of separation. At this moment, Yusuf's childhood dream came to fruition as his parents and brothers prostrated to him in respect and gratitude, signifying his elevated status granted by Allah. This prostration was not one of worship, but a cultural expression of honor permitted in their time. The story of Prophet Yusuf is a testament to the virtues of patience, faith, and forgiveness. Despite facing betrayal, false accusations, and imprisonment, Yusuf never wavered in his trust in Allah. His journey from a pit to a palace exemplifies how Allah's plan unfolds perfectly, often through trials that seem insurmountable. It also highlights the importance of moral integrity, the power of forgiveness, and the value of unwavering faith in the face of adversity. Prophet Yusuf's life remains an enduring lesson for humanity, emphasizing that ultimate success comes to those who remain steadfast and faithful to Allah.